Good morning, and welcome to Taria J. Speaks Tranquility Session. Before we begin, let's do our deep breathing exercises. Close your eyes, relax, and focus. Let's breathe in through our nose and out through our mouth. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Remember, while we're doing our breathing exercises, to purge yourself of any sort of negative energy that you have allowed to consume you. Keep breathing. Continue to breathe while I give you some further instructions on your breathing. Remember to breathe from your diaphragm, in through your nose, and blow out through your mouth nice and slow. When you exhale, try to extend your breath to the very tips of your fingers and your toes as you feel the toxic energy being released from your body. Good. Today's word of the day is forgiveness. The definition of the word forgiveness, the definition is a little different, just because the word forgiveness is actually an adjective of the word forgiver. The forgiver is the one who provides relief, forgiveness. Now, while we focus on the information that I have just communicated to you, I'm just going to give you a few synonyms for the word forgiveness. Absolution, amnesty, remission, remittal. Now just take a second to think about what the word forgiveness means to you. And we will continue with some deep breathing exercises. Remember, in through your nose and out through your mouth, while we take a second to reflect on the word forgiveness. Focus on the background noise of the wind. Listen to the rhythm of your heart, your natural rhythm. Feel yourself becoming calm. Think of the word forgiveness and what it means to you. Breathe nice and deep. Good. Keep breathing. Focus on the sound of my voice. And relax. Forgiveness is a word that is oftentimes overused because, as we just have learned, forgiveness is an adjective to the word forgiver. Forgiveness is not something that comes freely. It is a personal choice of the forgiver to provide forgiveness. But one thing that I think sticks out is forgiveness, or to forgive, can be to provide some sort of relief, correct? If someone forgives you for something you have done wrong or said to them, or just anything in general where you felt the need to seek out forgiveness, it provides you relief when they say, "I forgive you. I accept your apology. It's okay. Everything's fine." Relief comes to the person who is being forgiven. But another thing that people take for granted is that forgiveness is also for the forgiver. The forgiver also gets relief from providing forgiveness. Now, what I mean is, sometimes we hold on to things and allow them to consume us to the point where they're bothering us just enough to affect our mood, to affect our behavior, to affect our life in general. If we took a minute to deal with our feelings at the moment when the wrongdoing occurs and made a choice, forgive now or forgive later, it's probably better to forgive now. Because if you forgive, you can actually feel that relief. You can enjoy peace. You can be calm and 100% comfortable with the choice that you made if you truly are going to provide someone with forgiveness. Now, people say, well, I have to think about it if I'm going to forgive you, or I have to take some time for me if I'm going to forgive you. But the thing is that forgiveness is not an acceptance. Forgiveness is not an invitation back into one's life. Just because I forgive you doesn't mean that I'm saying I accept what you've done to me and I'm going to continue my relationship with you with almost a unsurety if it'll happen again. Forgiveness just means I've accepted the situation as it is. I am deciding not to hold it against you. I am giving you peace and giving myself relief. Forgiveness is not bitterness. Forgiveness is not grudges. Forgiveness is not throwing things in people's faces after they have already dealt with something. You don't bring it back up over and over again, the mistakes that they've made. That's not what forgiveness is. Forgiveness is situational. And that's why it's important to deal with forgiveness at the time when it's best to be dealt with. You can't walk around and let something so minor as a decision affect you. Maybe the situation is bigger than the decision. But by making a choice, it makes life a lot easier, especially for the forgiver. Now, some people, you will forgive them for something, and they still will go and do wrong to the next person. And guess what? That's perfectly fine if that's what they choose to do. Forgiveness is for you. Forgiveness is for the forgiver. Think about that. The person who's being forgiven is going to continue on with their life either way. But by us trying to avoid situations as the forgiver, we put ourselves in a position to almost be controlled by our emotions in a negative way. I have been in a situation where I didn't provide forgiveness, and to this day, I regret not dealing with those emotions and those feelings then. My advice to you today is to find peace and get your relief in being the forgiver. Thank you all for your time, and thank you for sharing this space with me. I hope you have a blessed day, and please remember to come back next week for another calming experience. The voice you have heard today is that of Taria J.